All right, so I'm going to tell you about Sam. Sam was diagnosed when he was 4 with autism spectrum disorder, and between the age of 4 and 14, we tried just about everything. We did the diet. We removed gluten, we removed casein. We were very vigilant about that. He was on the diet for 2 years without, any infractions. I did not see any change in Sam on the diet, so we discarded that and moved on to the next great thing. He was always in speech, PT, OT. We had ABA therapy in our home. We could only afford 10 hours a week, but we were very, very good about that too. When ABA wasn't working, we discarded that. Moving on to the next thing. So we've gone from therapy to therapy to therapy, and nothing was really working. He was getting much more rigid, we saw a lot more behaviors. We saw he received a lot of diagnoses at that time. ODD, oppositional defiant disorder, school phobia. He was aggressive, he was self-injurious, he was out of control. He was a danger to himself and to others. And I really found myself, when he was 15, 16, I found myself at a crossroads. We were making a decision between keeping him in our home or placing him outside the home for his own well-being. He was obviously miserable in our home. He was miserable in his own skin. Our family was miserable. We walked on eggshells around Sam. He was inconsolable most of the time. He had 5 things that he would eat, and he didn't vary from that. We relied a lot on fast food to bribe him to go to therapy, to bribe him after therapy, to survive the next mealtime. We were in survival mode, and I really felt like I was losing it. I wanted what was best for Sam, and if that meant that he had to live apart from us, then that's what I was going to do. Whatever was right for Sam, that's what I was willing to do. And I can remember points in time where I felt so desperate that I thought maybe if I just drove the 2 of us into oncoming traffic, the rest of the family would have a fighting chance. I couldn't live without him, he couldn't live without me, but maybe without us, the rest of the family could go on and could be whole. My marriage was struggling. We fought a lot about how to deal with the behaviors. We tried to keep the other children safe, but that meant a lot of times that we had to send them away for their own protection, to their rooms or to friends' homes, and didn't spend a lot of quality time as a family. We didn't spend any time together as a family. And so when I was at that crossroads, I was just praying to God, please send me somebody. Help me, please send me somebody. And by the grace of God, I met Kara. And Kara showed me the path toward healing our whole family. So I had nowhere else to go. So I said, all right, I'll do whatever it takes. Tell me what to do. And she did. And we started again with nutrition. So removing offending foods, artificial dyes, artificial colors, artificial sweeteners, no more fast food. To our family, fast food places were closed. We just didn't go there anymore. And after a couple of weeks, Sam stopped asking. He just knew that the answer was going to be no. And I decided to stop shuffling him from therapy to therapy to therapy that wasn't working and focus on what I could do in my own home, which was cooking. I'm not a cook, but I'm willing to learn and I can follow a recipe. So I decided I was going to take control of the one thing I could control, and that was the nutrition, the nourishment that my family was receiving. And so I focused on removing high allergen foods from my my diet, his diet, the whole family's diet, we began cooking meals. Not Sam's food and our food, but meals. No, they didn't have goldfish crackers and hot dogs and pizza in there. They had whole, real food. And I would cook my meal, I would set the table, we would all sit down to eat, and I was prepared for Sam not eating. I assumed he would balk at it. So I would eat, my husband would eat, we would have a nice conversation, and to my surprise, Sam ate. He ate what I put in front of him. And the kid that would only eat 5 things was eating sauerkraut and sweet potatoes and just nourishing food for the first time in his life. Before, when I had tried the diet, I had used a lot of prepackaged foods. I didn't know how to create gluten-free foods. And so I was relying a lot on prepackaged, which has a lot of high allergen foods in there, high allergen ingredients. And so when I moved away from that and just went to real food, the whole family began to feel better, much to my surprise, because I only expected Sam to improve a little bit. I didn't expect all of us to feel better. I lost my acid reflux. My husband lost 60 pounds without anything but just nutrition change. The whole family, the adults in the family together, have lost a combined 100 pounds. Sam has made a remarkable change. He is enjoying mealtime. He is comfortable in his skin. He feels better. He's engaged. He's part of the family again. He's not off isolating himself, but he's engaging in the family. When we have family gatherings, Sam's right there in the mix. And it's awesome. Our whole family is healing. Our whole family is now a unit again. We don't have to consider what's best for Sam is placing him away from us. He's part of the family. He's always going to be. We have an atmosphere of recovery in our home. Everybody knows that we're going to be eating the right foods, and we're going to be cleaning with the right products, and we're going to not have scented air freshener in our home, and we understand what it takes to have an atmosphere of recovery. We all speak it, we all live it. We understand how to layer the interventions and to keep them in place as we build upon success, and we keep that going. We don't stop an intervention. We understand that it's important that they're layered one on top of one another in the right order at the right time, and we are seeing some amazing things out of Sam. He is happily transitioning from car to school now. He's initiating interactions with us. He wants to do games and puzzles and come play with me. And before, he was a very closed off child. He did not want to engage. And we're having a good time as a family again. We're able to go out and do things and live a life. We have a life now. We didn't have a life before. It was much too difficult. We divided and conquered. Somebody was always at home with Sam while the other parent was with the other children or doing what they needed to do. But now, we go to the grocery together, and Sam's happily picking out produce and organic bananas, and he understands what we buy now, and he understands what we don't buy. We don't buy the garbage. And our whole family is healing, and we're continuing to improve. I feel like now the sky's the limit for Sam, and there's nothing that he won't be able to accomplish.